There's nothing in there about cars that I can see really clearly that sort of says to me that this is actually a car company that's moving forward. I think anybody anywhere around the world who understands motoring, understands cars, and understands brand value knows that the Jaguar brand is an incredibly valuable brand. Hello there, and welcome to this special edition of the T-Junction. It's dedicated to Jaguar's rebrand, which is everywhere at the moment, wherever you look. And I thought I'd just share my thoughts on it. Now, I've taken a couple of days to actually absorb this information and try and understand what Jaguar are doing. And I thought I would just try and put together my view on why I think they're doing it and where I think it's gone wrong too. So firstly, what are they trying to do? Well, when you look at the advert, okay, it speaks quite a lot actually in terms of where they think they're going. You have this group of people that come out from some TARDIS type capsule onto some landscape wearing all these different multicolours, and none of them are smiling, which is a real shame, but none of them are actually smiling. So they come out of this thing, they look as if they're just walking straight towards you or walking around. And then you get this image of this man, a slightly older man, with a paintbrush over the screen, and before you know it, there's somebody wielding a sledgehammer. And then it talks about break molds and copy nothing. I don't really get that, because Jaguar as a brand is a brand that's copied. It doesn't copy anybody. So I don't really get where they came from on that. Breaking molds, okay, I understand what breaking molds is all about, because you want to be different. You don't want to do what everybody else is doing. But when you are the trendsetter, why are you breaking a mold? And I think this whole philosophy, this whole new advert, this whole rebranding has been created by people who don't have any care or understanding about what the Jaguar brand stands for. Now, the Jaguar, the Leaper, the type font, it goes back decades. And when you look at it, you know immediately what it is. But the people that have actually gone down this rebranding route don't understand what it is. And I don't really get that at all. Why would Jaguar destroy the brand if they're having any kind of difficulties in selling their cars? Because let's face it, the cars haven't been that great, have they? When you look over the last few years, yes, there's been one or two shining stars in there. You could look at the E-Pace, you could look at the F-Type. They're great cars. When they first came out, they were lovely. And the F-Type, I think, will stand the test of time. Beautifully designed, instantly recognizable as a Jaguar, and it's great. But then what's happened since then? Well, not a lot really. You've got things like the I-Pace and F-Pace, and I don't know, they're all paces and they all get confusing. But they don't mean anything to anybody anymore. And yes, people buy them, but they buy them through brand loyalty. Now, if all of a sudden you're going to destroy the brand, where's the loyalty gone? The loyalty will disappear. It will wither away and get smashed up and get broken with that mold, unfortunately. So I think what Jaguar have done is completely misjudged this. Now, I understand what they're trying to do. I think what they're trying to say is the future is changing, cars are becoming electrified, and we want to appeal to everybody in the new world. And I get that. I completely understand that. I think everybody, when they're being honest with themselves, does understand what they're trying to do with this advert. But they're trying to do something that is completely unnecessary, and they're almost throwing the baby out with the bathwater. They should have taken a leaf out of the page of the books that other manufacturers have been using. So let's take Mercedes-Benz as an example. They've completely and utterly submerged themselves into electrification in the future. They have some wonderful models, all called the EQ range. So Mercedes-Benz, with its three-pointed star and the font and everything stays exactly the same. But they have a brand, if you like, almost developing within their brand as a sub-brand. Without changing its name, without giving it a new brand of its own, it's called EQ. So you have an EQS, which is like the S-Class Mercedes, but you also have the S-Class Mercedes. You have an EQE, which is like the E-Class Mercedes, but it's actually supplementing or sitting alongside the original petrol combustion engined and hybrid E-Class, and so on. So what they've done is they've sort of tried to bring in this new wave of cars, and they'll probably, if electrification continues the way it seems to be doing at the moment, the other cars will start to move away and this new EQ philosophy will take over, but the branding will still stay the same. BMW have done something very similar. So you had the i3 that originally came in with the I insignia for the future and for the new technologies. And what they've done is continued with that through the i8, the i4, the iX3. So they've got X models in there as well, which are SUVs, and they've called them I with whatever model it is. But the existing brand and the existing car model lineup stays. This is something that comes in alongside, and slowly you'll probably find through evolution, one side will grow, the other side will shrink. Porsche are doing something very similar too. Now, with the Taycan that came out, and any electrification that's happening will be supplemental to what's currently there. What the marketing teams there have done is they've understood the brand value, and they don't want to rock the boat with the brand. What Jaguar have done is found that their cars aren't selling that well. When you look at what's happening to their stock prices, it's all falling over the last 6 months to a year. There was a peak and then it's all sort of going down in one direction. And I hope it doesn't fall further as a result of this. And there is a very strong chance that it will. Now, what Jaguar have done, I think, is not understood the reasons why their share price is falling. They don't need a rebrand. The brand is absolutely fine. I think anybody anywhere around the world who understands motoring, understands cars, and understands brand value knows that the Jaguar brand is an incredibly valuable brand. It's iconic. It goes back decades with its racing heritage and history. The Leaper, what it stood for, power, speed, aggression, agility, all of those things, that one Leaper gives you all of that. What they've got now is a capital G in a 5-year-old created type font, which doesn't mean anything with colours. And it's just all lost. It's all confused. It's terribly sad. I've got a new episode coming out next Tuesday on the Lancaster Insurance Classic Car Show from the NEC that I went to a few days ago. And the very first stand that I go to is the Jaguar stand. And I admire the XJSs, the E-types, and so on. And I think to myself, what on earth has happened? Why on earth has Jaguar gone down this route to rebrand and recreate something that doesn't need doing? Jaguar has always meant something to me personally, whether it's the racing heritage, whether it's the XJS with Ian Ogilvy and the Saint, whatever it is, there is something about the Jaguar brand, and Tata have decided to go down a different route. I just don't know what to say. I am in despair, to be brutally honest, and I'm very saddened by what's happened. This news is not great news for Jaguar. I really hope that the brand doesn't collapse as a result of it, because there is a very strong risk that it will. They seem to have completely misjudged this to a way that doesn't mean anything to anybody anymore. So, with that, I'm going to leave this episode and let you think about and ponder. If you haven't seen the advert, then please do go on X, just search for Jaguar and have a look at the advert. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. I'd be grateful if you could subscribe too, because I'm trying to hit my target of 100 subscribers. I'm still a very, very new channel. I've never done this sort of stuff before. Sitting in front of a camera is not something that comes naturally to me, but I'm giving it my best shot. And hopefully you can track me on my progress through this journey. So, I'm Jats. This was a special edition focusing solely on Jaguar's rebranding here at the T-Junction. Thanks for checking in. I'm going to check out, and I will catch you on the next one.